What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we start, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more content. Alright guys, let's get into the first post. Why do you buy Onlyfans content when adult content is available online for free? I bought a subscription once because I fancied a particular person and was curious what she'd post on there. I cancelled after a month though. Was it worth it? Yeah, pretty much. A few dollars for thousands of pictures and tons of videos. I squeezed my hog like 5,000 times to it, so well worth the money. But I got a little tired of the same person, so that's when I cancelled. I squeezed my hog like 5,000 times to it in a month. Jesus, your dermatologist must have made bank from all that chafing. Because you really want to see what that girl from university's tits look like. Supporting local business. Went to school with a girl and found out on Reddit actually that she was a popular cam girl, and now I know what her butthole looks like. Just the girl down the street. Small world. Depends what your particular tastes are. With some girls you are able to have a dialogue or make requests. It's easier to think of the person as a real person and note that you are supporting them as an original content provider. I remember the days when you could make requests on God Island, the golden era, before of ruined nudity on Reddit. Some people get off to pretty niche or custom content, and they likely have exhausted all of their free options. It's the same reason you might pay for a Patreon for a podcast, even though there are a plethora of free podcasts out there. You like someone's shtick, and you want more of it. To add, not just wanting more, but some people feel obligated to pay for content if they use it. I used to think like op, then I realized I'm subbed to Twitch streamers just because I use them for entertainment and feel like they deserve it. Absolutely. I'm sure op pays for something that can be found for free because they have a special affinity for it. It just happens not to be porn. I'll pay for porn, but I won't pay for a hardcover book. It's the custom content and library life for me. Good example. Though I would say most don't use the library because of convenience. But it would be like op saying, why do you all buy books at Barnes & Noble when the library is free? I know her. I wanted to see what she looked like naked. I subbed for 1 month. Worth it. Do people use their real names on there? How do you find people you know? Her Instagram. BRB. If I find nothing, I blame you. For the same reason you ask a technical question of an online forum, rather than just googling it. It's more personal and responsive. Damn. This is the best answer. I bought a 1-month subscription to a friend because she's hot, and because she's using that money to finance her cosplay. So it's a win-win situation. Just out of curiosity, who does she cosplay as? An entrepreneur. Feo, no joke. Hey, it beats becoming an Amway business partner. LMAO. It certainly beats something. Because you want something specific, and you want to support a person who delivers it. 100%. If I value content, why shouldn't I support the creator? You are a good person. Agree when someone's free stuff, it's 100% what you want all the time. You got to give them credit where it's due. Like they used to say back in the day, tip your cam girls. It's kind of upsetting how far I had to scroll down to find someone anywhere close to the I don't want to steal stuff answer I was hoping for. As someone who's never used the site, how does it even work? Are you able to search for specific people, or do you need a link to go directly to their page? I wish there was a comprehensive guide on how it works. When I went to it on my phone, it looks like you can barely search for anything, and professional accounts are shoved in your face to subscribe to. Nah man, I want the girl next door or that hot co-worker in accounting, not generic hot girl pics. Cruise Reddit porn subs that have lots of amateurs. You'll easily find someone who piques your interest advertising their Onlyfans link. Usually the amateurs are super cheap, to $5 to $10 a month. Just check their total post count to see if they're actually active before you sub. Also, please send me help. I have never bought anything from an Onlyfans, but in the era of YouTube, Twitch, and other personality-driven content creators, I simply can't fathom why so much of the internet is so surprised that people would spend money to support a content creator they like, just because that content is adult. If this was a question about why people spend money on Patreon, Despite that content being available elsewhere for free, either legit or pirated, it wouldn't get nearly as much traction. But this question seems to show up anytime someone discusses of personalities are why people watch Twitch streamers or YouTube commentators, and that seems to be totally accepted. So why don't people understand that personality drives horniness too? It is just another example of sex work being treated as lesser than other jobs. This question just is not asked, or at least, not as frequently, and with so little challenge, about other forms of content creation. Sex work is still work, and people deserve to be paid for it. Just because you're jerking it in private, because the world tells you to be embarrassed about masturbation, doesn't mean the people making your porn don't deserve to be paid for it, just like the people making that YouTube video you share with your friends. Given how scared advertisers are to have their ads associated with adult content, which is fucking rich considering how sex driven so much advertising is, being able to directly pay the creators is useful, just like Patreon for YouTubers that make controversial content that gets them demonetized. On top of that, it helps legitimize the creation of adult content and makes it more transparent, which should help curtail the more exploitative side of adult content creation. I feel like paying a person for adult content they created and marketed themselves is much more ethical than having a wank to pirated clips on a tube site, or, even worse, the amateur stuff of questionable source and legality that is floating around out there. You may as well ask, why do you pay to see a movie when you can just pirate it? But in that case, people don't seem to have an issue with the idea of financially rewarding the people involved in the creation of content they like, in order to incentivize the creation of more content they like. And at least when you pirate the Avengers, you know you're not accidentally watching someone being raped, and that everyone in the Avengers consented to that film being available publicly, which is something you can't say about a lot of free porn. It's the same as a band/musical artist. Everyone always says you can get it for free, which yeah, you can, but if I like an artist, I'm going to support them as best as I can. I don't pay for Onlyfans, but I do purchase digital music from bands and artists that I like. Even though I could get it for free, I want to support their work and encourage them to keep creating music. It gives a feeling of legitimacy and a sense of ownership over my digital music library. If I really love a band or an album, I will buy physical copies of their work. I'm not going to run with this analogy though. It is a pretty decent comparison. People paying for porn they like is no different. People get weirdly judgmental about it. There's plenty of fish in the sea, but I want that fish. Honestly, it's ironic and sad that in an industry stigmatized for objectifying women, not treating women as replaceable sacks of meat is also stigmatized. My friend, allegedly, only buys from 2 girls we knew from high school because he used to jerk off at them. At them is such an alarming word. Did you go to school with Louis CK? LMAO, guess I meant to them. Saw a Big Bang video with this monster truck of an ass. I was horny and wanted to see her butthole. Finished and regretted my decisions. Don't make purchases with a boner. Especially dangerous if you are drunk. On the other hand, hey, you should whack it before any major decisions. The post-nut clarity is something akin to enlightenment. Just another form of shopping while hungry. Never make financial decisions without post-nut clarity. I always spank one out before I pay at the cash register when grocery shopping. Gotta make sure I'm only buying the things I really need. I believe in creators owning their content and being financially supported for creating it. Also, random people on the internet can't replace the person I'm interested in. Popular porn sites have a lot of revenge porn and child porn, and I'm not about to support that shit. This way it's ethical at least. Well, at least Pornhub got rid of that stuff, right? Now they only allow verified accounts to post. Yeah, but the corporation that owns Pornhub also owns most of the other sites that still have them. And they hired lawyers to keep up some revenge porn and had tangles with human trafficking stuff. Jesus, the shit people do for money. Honestly, it's really hard to know the person making the content is doing it by themselves for themselves. Free websites tend to be exploitative, but it actually protects the people making the content. Plus, porn is awesome. Why not pay to get exactly what you're looking for and to support some pretty women? This is what I came to point out. Onlyfans sites are typically operated by the person on them. These are people who have made the active decision to put their body on the internet. The free stuff online is far too often linked to sex trafficking and or other abusive behaviors, or is posted without the person's consent. Of means subscribers are paying performers directly for their work instead of potentially funding traffickers, abusers, and rapists. Obviously not all people in the porn industry are psychopaths, but enough are that I don't really ever want to look at porn. Onlyfans seems to be the best way currently to make sure you're not looking at someone being exploited. Thank you, this is why I do it. It is empowering. A girl from my hometown that I've known from elementary to high school created an account last year to make extra cash. Paid 1 month for the first time this past January to check it out, and damn, it was worth the money. Out of curiosity, how did you find out she made one? My understanding is there's no way to see of creators who are in your network or whatever. She advertised it on her social media accounts like nothing. Didn't seem to care that her family would find out, but she's pretty successful cause of that from what it seems. She probably figured people who knew her would most likely be the ones to subscribe without hesitation. Got it. Damn, I wish my hot female friends would do that kind of blatant advertising. Like half my IG timeline was like this. A lot of my attractive female friends joined OnlyFans after quarantine started. Is this a good place to ask you to share your friends' OnlyFans? People on there are nothing other than content creators. And when I really like someone's content, I support them to get more of that content. Also, sometimes people are into things that aren't commonly found on the internet for free. To make sure you're paying someone who is willingly doing this, instead of watching ads that give money to PRNHB, knowing that they accept any content without checking where it comes from, and won't remove it when, sometimes underage, girls tell them that they did not consent to the video of their, sometimes rape, video being posted. Just a matter of being responsible in the adult content you watch and who you give money to. It took me far too long to find a reply similar to mine. Those big websites are so unethical, it's disgusting. So much easier to ignore horrible facts when you just want to enjoy free porn. For looks, mostly. These days I can be pretty picky with my adult content that it takes an hour to look for that one perfect clip with that perfect model. So when you find a model who you enjoy, it can save you a lot of research hours every month. Then there is the reason of curiosity, wanting to see that specific person naked even for once. Then there is people who feel emotionally invested to a person, a streamer or YouTuber you've been following and watching for months or even years. You think you can get even more connected to the person with personal messages and dirty talk. I'm same with what you written in the first paragraph. But at the same time I would prefer not to see someone naked and leave it up to imagination. Just like olden days with magazines and dial-up connection shit. Ha ha ha. Several reasons I could think of. A specific person they fancy. A specific fetish that's not widely available. Company porn feels too artificial, even the real ones. They want to support the actors and not the company behind the site, which more often than not are quite scummy. Some offer the ability to order custom content. The actors are more approachable and feel less like actors and more like friends or just someone you know that you just happen to watch getting it on. Many of creators invest much more work in their products than big companies. Update frequency, even if it's just hey, I'm taking a day off and I'm on a hike, here's my butthole. There may be many more, and depending on personal preference these might not justify it, but those were the one I came up with spontaneously. Some of accounts have a feel that this person is real and achievable, like the girl next door or whatever, whereas Pornhub or other sites don't feel like that to me. Feels like celebs. The same reason I pay for Patreon or just donate money to some podcasters / YouTubers. I like their content, I want them to do more of it, and I want them to get paid for what they do. Why do I tip servers money when I don't technically have to? Because I'm not opposed using provider services for free, and I want other humans to be able to live without having to beg for charity to get by. I haven't actually subscribed to an OnlyFans, more of a smut gal, but I like the idea of it better than sites like Pornhub. With large sites like that I often feel a little uneasy about the ethics of it. There have been plenty of people taken advantage of via those sites, revenge porn and the like. I don't know how well the people involved were treated, and I don't like the overall porn industry. However, I do respect individual sex workers. Onlyfans is based on consent, which I appreciate. I know the people have voluntarily done this, and I know the money goes to them, aside from whatever the platform takes. Like, I'm sure there are exceptions. I'm sure some people are pressured into doing an OnlyFans, but I feel more reasonably assured that it benefits the creator. In general, I support sex workers, but not the industry at large. I have had a few friends talk about how it makes them feel better about the ethics of it all. Lots of sites have zero oversight and a lot of non-consensual / supposedly private stuff gets posted, along with people who are underaged. The porn industry is terrible to performers, especially women, and nobody really does anything about it. OnlyFans pays people and gives them control over their videos and is well vetted, and so people feel better about it viewing and consuming it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on post notifications. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you all next time.